So today on Steve's Tractors Adventures, 1958 Li. Been sitting outside for a few years. Let me return it to how I found it, with the hood laying beside it in the dirt. Don't know a whole lot about this one. The guy that owned it passed away. It's a relative. He was a relative of my friend's. My friend is cleaning the property up. I've helped a lot with this because this Yoder has loaders. So anyhow, that's pretty much what I know. It'll turn over after some monkeying. Looks really complete. Throttle cable's unhooked. Makes the guy wonder if maybe they're getting ready to take the carburetor off. Not a clue. Oil filter's got a hole rusted in it. And it's got the airless solid tires that have air in them. Not one of Greatly's better ideas. So yeah, let's dig into this and see what we can figure out. I guess first things first, we're gonna need an oil filter. So pretty sure we're gonna need to update this to the newer spin-on oil filters. So actually, yeah, it's plumbed to low volume. So anyhow, here we go. See what we can get into. I was motivated until I realized my roof was leaking. Now I'm not motivated. Seemed like it stopped then the amount of time I was looking for the leak. Get figured. Okay, let's get started. So first things first, one thing I see here, it has a battery tray on it, which means it was electric start at one time. We did not find any electric start parts over there. Nor do I think I have any whole electric start setups. And it's not really a deal killer to me. Other thing, it's got a lockable cap. Oh, I can't get it open, but luckily it's not locked. Dodged a bullet on that one. Custom remote PTO rod, which moves a little bit. And yeah, that's really about it. But check out even the oil cap. So I'm gonna assume there was some water getting in this for a while, but this oil breather being plugged up may have saved water intrusion to an extent. So this was sitting halfway under a lean-to roof. So could be good, could be bad. On the plus side, it's been sitting in here for a while and it's not leaking oil, so there's none in it or there's no holes yet. So I guess I'm going to drain the oil out of this and just see what I get, because you might as well know what kind of demons you're dealing with, and we'll go from there. Alright guys, so we're digging into this 58. I believe this is an Li. Even if it isn't, we'll call it that for right now. Actually it is. It has a bolt in the axle. Housing. I can show you guys that in a minute if you want. But anyhow, you guys can see here, I have the oil changed. I put fresh oil in it to the correct level, just so you can get that spinning around here. I removed the old oil filter. This style here, you cannot actually buy these brand new anymore. So normally what you do is clean it, but there are holes in my battleship, so I can't do a whole lot with that. But we're going to need the fittings out of this for what we're going to do. And I got the air filter off, so I got some room to work. So we'll do a little bit of cleanup work here. Knock the dust out. Try to keep it away from the holes in the transmission. And also, off camera, put a different oil cap on it that the breather holes are open. So that way it doesn't push out any of the seals. Found a newer style spin-on oil filter setup, and one that has a filter on it. I don't know how good the filter is, but if you guys are familiar with Gravely's, especially the low volume oil pump style, only the extra oil goes through the oil filter. Yeah, you guys heard me right. Gravely didn't really have that going for them in the early days, but somehow all these tractors that are pre-1958 was a changeover here in the middle. There's a serial number or a manufacturing number where it changed. I actually for a while had a 58 on both sides of that number, and I still have my grandpa's original 1958, which is where I learned about that and blew out a high-low planetary because it wasn't getting oil because I didn't have it plumbed correctly. The more you know. So, that being said, guys, best thing we'll kind of do here is just set the filter housing in and see if the lines are going to work. Alright guys, so I went down to my parts tractor board and I happened to find a good one of these original housings, so I think you guys know what I'm going to do here. I'm just going to stick one of these back on because I could not find the fitting to make the new style one work easily without changing the lines, putting a 90 in, which is the way all the other ones were. Apparently they straight plumbed them up in. Really didn't want to add an oil pressure gauge. Hopefully, I don't think I put too much time into changing this to the other style. I don't think. And it's just going to be easier. And literally, I've never heard this tractor run or drive or anything, so for all we know, this may all be for naught too. If this motor has some kind of weird issue. So, before I start this next segment, I have been looking for my 9/16 stubby wrench, and it always laid on this corner of the bench, but I cleaned everything up. Over here. Didn't lay it up here, did I? No. I'm honestly trying to remember last tractor I cleaned the points on, because that's the only thing I use the stubby wrench for, is taking these magnetos off. I looked on the Westchester. go and check my show box. Well, maybe I'll go over there. Maybe I took it with me to go to a show. Maybe I did. Maybe I did. You guys can see the other side now. I had this moved back to get up in the ceiling. Ooch. Yeah. So let me turn on a light over here. Oh, that. Huh. The light bulb's not working right here. Interesting. Oh, hey. There you go. You guys up here. I bet you it's in there. $15/16. Haha! Found it! So I know I need a new spark plug wire, but this is just for a test. But I'll show you guys. It does not have spark. It actually does have compression. So I'm gonna leave the mag right there and take it off, and apparently the exhaust manifold just kind of like rotted away, broke off. I don't know, because both the studs are still there. Now this one's missing a head. For right now, I'll just try and get it running and see what it runs like, if it's worth putting the time into dealing with those exhaust manifold bolts. If it runs good, yeah, I'll deal with that. If it doesn't run too good, I won't deal with that. This is more of a just for my sanity deal. I like to play with my tractors and make sure they all run and what's wrong with them. So this tractor's been here for probably 3 or 4 months, and I haven't played with it really until today. So just you know, it is what it is sometimes. Alright guys, I cleaned and gapped the points here. See if I can show you guys it as spark, one-handed. It's got good, nice blue spark, no orange or anything. So got the points set. I don't know why I had to take the kill wire off, and then all of a sudden it had spark, and it's worked ever since, even with it back on. So I don't know what's going on there. Maybe a fluke. Maybe when I took that off, it magically flipped the points or something. I don't know. As long as it works, that's all I care about. So I just got to turn it right after it would fire, or like I just did there, I kind of back spun it. Now you're not really supposed to do that with a mag, but it'll be fine. Don't do it a lot. Just once, half turn. Good. So, okay. Put it back on the tractor, and guess we'll throw some fuel at the carburetor, and maybe I better pull the plug out of the carburetor and see what it looks like. Yeah, okay. Alright guys, magneto's back on. I put a different end on the spark plug wire and a boot, so hopefully it won't zappy me. The other thing I just noticed, I was playing around with the linkage, getting everything oiled up and get it so it moves. The handles are on backwards. The whole thing needs taken off and flipped 180. Because see, it goes the whole way over like that, and it doesn't even push the whole way up. Interesting. See, trying to get it so forward was forward and back was back? Interesting. Alright, the other thing I'm going to play with here before I try and put some gas in it is I'm going to get the throttle cable hooked up here, because right now there's no gas in the carb. At least I believe there's no gas in the carb, and I can heat the arm up without fear of it totally catching on fire, hopefully. So alright, I'm going to do all that and put some gas in it here. I'm going to make sure, so that sulky ball stood up, I don't know if the electric start card will work on here. And actually, having one that the sulky ball is flipped up on now, it's really hard to get your hand down around a crankshaft to put a strap on or anything. So, key, do all that, and I'll be back with you guys. See what happens here. The more I look at this tractor, the more I realize something has been screwed with. Exhaust manifold, shifters, got the handlebar support piece. So that tells me this handlebar, well, you can see it was welded there now, was broken, and that was added, which is actually a very common thing. That just kind of makes me wonder the history of the tractor, which I'll never know. So, alright guys, back with you in a bit. Alright guys, so I got everything put on here, and it is semi-functional. I have a couple, just up on that set of wrenches behind me. I got a couple little fuel leaks. Looks like the actual metal fuel line is leaking a little bit. And I got a leak at the sediment bowl, so I think you guys just saw it drip on the hitch there, hopefully. So basically, I got the fuel shut off right now. Whatever's in the carb, we'll try and run through it and just see if it'll run, what it'll run like, and then we'll go from there. Alright? Alright. Put you guys in the tripod and see what happens. Hopefully, no fireball. Alright guys, see what's going to happen. I did end up taking the sulky ball out, which was a royal pain in the you-know-what as well. So they got a cruel luck. Maybe this thing will just start up and run flawlessly. I have my doubts. Alright. Okay, see what happens here. Woohoo! You guys think flooded? It seemed like it popped with the choke full on. Crack the throttle open just a hair. We put a better button on my cart. So that would usually tell me it's flooded. Either one or two things. Exhaust valve is not seating, or the timing's 180 out. Timing seemed right whenever I played with it, so I don't know. Nah, timing's right. Timing may be a scotch late, but it's not terrible. Let me put the spark tester on it once. You guys see that? It's only got spark at impulse. So that tells me the points probably need cleaned again. Son of a. I say that and then it starts and runs. Running with the choke 3/4 on. See if it'll start again. I did turn the fuel on. It is pumping oil. Nice. So why did it die? I don't know. Alright guys, I'm rather pleased with that. I did go over and get a belt and put on it, start it back up. And yeah, it seems to work good. It is definitely circulating oil, which is a huge plus. I will say either the timing is really late on it or the exhaust valve is messed up, which is entirely possible, but it does have compression, so I don't know. There may be some carbon and stuff under it. It doesn't appear to smoke. It seems really good. So I get the sediment bowl to quit leaking and get it so the high-low range lever moves. It's actually locked up on the transmission for it to go on the low side. So something that needs worked on, but otherwise it seems like a functional machine. I don't know about the PTO or the deck yet, but that'll be a whole separate project. But I'm happy with the 58 Li for right now. So thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see everybody later. Aww. So it does run halfway decent. The brush hog, on the other hand, has rotted away. On the skid, so otherwise it works okay. Nothing else. Good parts, good gearbox, good top, good back shield. So alright, I'm gonna go find something to start this, and I'm gonna run around some more. I may rip this skid off just so it's not in the blades. It has dual blades on it too. Nice. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I put a new spark plug in this thing and it runs way better now. I can't believe a spark plug can be bad. Hey, you'll get that. Anyhow, let me go out and run it a little more, see what happens.